Let's go over a standing Kegel exercise that I recommend athletes perform prior to their squats or deadlifts. Also, in between warm-up sets is another okay time to perform these, but they're fairly easy to do. You don't need any equipment. So all we have to do is stand with our feet shoulder width apart. Distance of the feet doesn't really matter because we're not changing the distance of our pelvis. So our pelvic floor distance is not going to change. So don't worry if you pull sumo or if you have a wide squat stance, this doesn't really matter. So I like to place my fingertips around that bony part of my hip. So find that bony part. I like to kind of wrap my fingers around that part of my hip. So first we can just start by feeling our breath. Do we breathe into the belly? We can take some nice deep breaths from there. Just feel the contraction of the core muscles under your fingertips. And as that becomes more familiar, what you can think about is pulling the muscles of the pelvic floor up, almost as if you were to stop yourself from going to the bathroom. But what we don't want to do is just try as hard as we can. So this is a very gentle motion. It does not have to be something that we're doing fast and aggressively. So we can think about pulling in that pelvic floor. You should almost feel some contraction under your fingertips. Also, if you're someone that doesn't really feel like anything's happening, if we're not good at finding this pelvic floor contraction, that's okay. We can start with this lying on the floor, but we would like to eventually progress to the standing version where gravity is in that equation. So I'm going to find that pelvic floor contraction, think about pulling the muscles up. And as I find that, I'm going to try to hold for 10 seconds as I continue to breathe through that. So that's going to be the challenging part. So don't try to talk while you're doing this. You want to feel that contraction and just take some nice deep breaths as you hold. So you may feel within that 10 seconds, you feel some shakiness, and that's okay, but it should improve over time. And so we generally recommend at least 10 holds of that 10 seconds as part of your warm-up.